You trust your soulmate, yet she's still connected to her ex. Don't scroll, pause right here, because the reason this landed in front of you now is not accidental, and listen to this carefully because this message is for you and your heart needs this right now even if you've been trying to stay calm and rational about it. There's a quiet tension you've been carrying, not loud enough to argue with, but strong enough to whisper at night when everything else is silent. You trust her, truly, and that trust didn't come from fantasy, it came from how deeply the connection feels, how familiar her energy is to your soul, how natural it felt to let your guard down. Stay till the end, because the universe doesn't bring discomfort without intention. The unease you feel isn't jealousy and it isn't insecurity, it's intuition asking for acknowledgement. You've noticed the thread that hasn't fully released yet, the way her past still shows up in subtle ways, not always in words, sometimes in pauses, sometimes in emotional reflexes, sometimes in unfinished conversations that seem to hover in the background. Listen to this moment closely. Trusting someone doesn't mean pretending your soul is blind. Real trust includes honesty with yourself. And the universe has been gently pressing on this area because something needs to be seen clearly before the next chapter can open. This message is for you because you are standing at a spiritual crossroads where love, truth, and boundaries meet, and your heart needs this right now to understand what's actually being asked of you. You weren't brought into her life to compete with the past. You were brought into her life to represent the future. But the future cannot fully arrive while old energy still has a seat at the table. Don't scroll away from that truth. A soulmate connection doesn't mean perfection, it means alignment through truth. Her connection to her ex doesn't necessarily mean she wants to go back, but it does mean something is unfinished energetically, and unfinished energy creates interference even when intentions are good. Listen to this. The universe is not accusing her, and it's not punishing you. It's revealing a pattern so it can be healed, released, or resolved. That's why you've been seeing signs when you question yourself, angel numbers like 222 when you're trying to stay balanced and patient, 555 when something inside you feels like it's shifting, 1111 when you're alone and asking the universe for clarity without even realizing it. Those aren't coincidences. Those are confirmations that a conversation, internal or external, needs to happen. Your heart needs this reminder right now. Love that is divinely guided does not require you to silence your inner voice to keep the peace. Peace that costs your intuition is not peace, it's postponement. Stay with me here, because this is where the message deepens. You may have been telling yourself that time will fix it, that patience will smooth it out, that trust means waiting quietly. But listen to this carefully. The universe is not testing your patience, it's testing your self-respect. There's a difference. You were never meant to ignore what you feel just to prove you're secure. You were meant to honor what you feel so the connection can evolve honestly. This message is for you because you're being asked to stand in your worth without accusation, without fear, without ultimatums. Not to push her, not to threaten the bond, but to allow truth to breathe. Don't scroll, because timing matters here. If this were not significant, your soul wouldn't keep circling back to it. The fact that you feel calm yet unsettled at the same time is a sign of spiritual awareness activating. You're not meant to react emotionally, you're meant to respond consciously. Listen to this moment. If she is truly your soulmate, the universe will not allow divided energy to continue forever. It will bring clarity gently or firmly, depending on what's needed. Old emotional cords will either be released with honesty or revealed for what they are. And here's the part your heart needs to hear right now: you are not wrong for trusting her, and you are not wrong for noticing what doesn't fully align yet. Both can be true at the same time. Stay till the end, because this isn't about suspicion, it's about alignment. The universe is preparing a moment where truth becomes unavoidable, not through confrontation, but through emotional maturity. Conversations will feel heavier but cleaner. Realizations will land quietly but deeply. And you'll know exactly how to move, not from fear of loss, but from confidence in your value. Don't scroll away from this knowing. You were never meant to shrink yourself to keep a soulmate connection alive. A real soulmate connection expands when truth is honored. If she is meant to walk forward with you, the past will loosen its grip naturally. And if it doesn't, the universe will make it clear what is and isn't yours to carry. Your heart needs this right now because you are learning the difference between blind trust and conscious love. Conscious love listens. Conscious love speaks. Conscious love doesn't compete with ghosts. Stay with this energy. Let it ground you. Because what's coming next isn't chaos, it's clarity. And clarity always feels like relief once it arrives. If this message resonated with you, if something inside you felt seen or steadied, let that energy continue. Stay connected, stay present, and subscribe in this same calm, aligned flow, because the universe is still speaking, and you don't want to miss what comes next. Don't scroll, stay right here with me, because what you're feeling now is not confusion, it's awareness coming online, and listen to this carefully because this message is for you and your heart needs this right now even if you've been trying to stay grounded and reasonable about everything. You've been telling yourself that trust is enough, that love should be patient, that time will sort out what's unfinished, and in many ways you're right, but there's a deeper layer the universe is inviting you to see. Stay till the end, because this isn't about doubt, it's about discernment. There's a difference between trusting your soulmate and ignoring what your soul keeps noticing. The connection you feel with her is real, soulful, and meaningful. That's why it feels heavy when something doesn't fully align. If it were shallow, you wouldn't feel this tug at all. Listen to this moment closely. When someone carries unfinished emotional threads from the past, those threads don't always look like longing or desire, they look like reflexes, emotional habits, comparisons they don't even realize they're making, or a hesitation to fully step forward. That doesn't mean she wants her ex back, it means parts of her story haven't been integrated yet. And the universe is very intentional about timing when it comes to soulmates. It doesn't rush healing, but it also doesn't allow divided energy to last indefinitely. Your heart needs this reminder right now: real love doesn't ask you to go numb to keep harmony. Harmony built on silence eventually turns into resentment, and the universe is trying to protect you from that. Don't scroll away from this truth. You were chosen for this connection not because you would tolerate discomfort quietly, but because you're capable of loving consciously. Loving consciously means listening to your inner voice without panic, without accusation, without fear of losing what's real. Listen to this. The discomfort you feel is not a threat to the relationship, it's a signal that the relationship is ready to deepen. Angel numbers may have been showing up when you're wrestling with whether to speak or stay silent. 222 when you're trying to keep balance, 555 when something inside you feels like it's shifting, 1111 when you're alone and asking the universe for clarity without even realizing it. Those are not signs to run, they're signs to become present. This message is for you because you're being guided to a higher form of trust, trust that includes truth. Stay with me here, because this is where the energy shifts. The universe is not asking you to confront her with suspicion. It's asking you to honor yourself with honesty. There's a calm way to acknowledge what you feel without turning it into conflict. And when you do, one of two things will happen, both of which are aligned. Either she will recognize what she hasn't fully released and choose to clear it because she values what you share, or the universe will gently reveal that she isn't ready to meet you at the depth you're standing in right now. Neither outcome is punishment. Both outcomes are clarity. Don't scroll, because clarity is the blessing you've been asking for, even if you didn't use that word. Listen to this carefully. You are not meant to compete with a past that should already be complete. A soulmate connection does not require comparison, proving, or waiting in emotional limbo. It requires mutual availability, emotionally, energetically, spiritually. Your heart needs this right now because you've been trying to be understanding without betraying yourself, and that's a delicate balance. The universe sees that effort. It also knows that understanding without boundaries eventually drains the one who's doing the understanding. Stay till the end, because this is where empowerment settles in. You are allowed to trust and still ask for alignment. You are allowed to love and still expect presence. You are allowed to believe in her and still require that the past not sit between you. Listen to this moment. If she is truly your soulmate, the universe will support the release of what no longer belongs. Old emotional cords will loosen when they are acknowledged, not when they are ignored. And if they don't loosen, that information matters too, not to hurt you, but to guide you. Don't scroll away from this knowing. You are not behind. You are not wrong. You are awakening to a deeper standard of love, one that includes honesty, safety, and emotional integrity. This isn't about controlling the outcome, it's about standing in your truth without fear. When you do that, the universe responds quickly, because clarity loves courage. Stay present with this energy. Breathe into it. Let it steady you. Because whatever unfolds next, you will meet it not from anxiety, but from self-respect. And self-respect is the foundation on which soul-aligned love either grows, or reveals what it cannot yet become. Don't scroll, stay right here with me, because what's surfacing now is the layer beneath everything you've already felt, and listen to this carefully because this message is for you and your heart needs this right now even if you've been telling yourself to stay patient and composed. There's a sacred tension that shows up when a soul-aligned connection is ready to move from potential into truth, and that tension isn't meant to scare you, it's meant to clarify you. You've trusted her because the bond feels real, familiar, and spiritually charged, and that trust didn't come from fantasy, it came from recognition. Yet the quiet awareness you carry about her unfinished connection to the past hasn't gone away, and that's not because you're looking for problems, it's because your intuition is awake. Stay till the end, because intuition doesn't speak to threaten love, it speaks to protect it. When someone still holds an energetic thread to an ex, It doesn't always mean longing or desire, sometimes it means identity hasn't fully updated yet. Parts of her learned how to love, cope, or survive in that old dynamic, and those parts don't vanish just because a new love appears. Listen to this moment closely. The universe does not shame people for having a past, but it does insist on integration before progression. Integration means acknowledging what still lives in the body and heart, not pretending it doesn't exist. And the reason you're feeling this now is because the connection between you is deep enough that half available energy can no longer hide. Your heart needs this reminder right now. Depth brings truth to the surface. Shallow connections can survive avoidance, soul connections cannot. Don't scroll away from this truth. You are not being asked to accuse, to interrogate, or to compete. You are being asked to remain present with what you feel without abandoning yourself. That's the work. Angel numbers may have been showing up when you're reflecting quietly, numbers like 333 when you're seeking understanding, 444 when you're grounding yourself in patience, 1111 when you're alone and feeling the weight of what's unsaid. Those aren't signals to panic, they're confirmations that awareness is expanding. This message is for you because you are stepping into a more mature form of love, one that doesn't confuse silence with peace. Peace that requires you to numb your inner voice isn't peace, it's postponement. Listen to this carefully. The universe is not asking you to rush a conversation, but it is asking you to stop dismissing your own perception. You can hold compassion for her healing while still honoring your need for clarity. Those two things are not opposites. They are partners. Stay with me here, because this is where the shift happens. When you stop internalizing discomfort and start observing it, you regain power. You no longer feel like you're waiting for something to resolve you, you realize you are already resolved within yourself. That realization changes the energy completely. Your soulmate can feel that shift. Not consciously at first, but energetically. It shows up as restlessness for her, as a sense that something needs to be addressed, as moments where the past feels heavier instead of comforting. That's the universe inviting release. Don't scroll, because timing matters. If this were not significant, it wouldn't keep returning to your awareness in calm moments rather than emotional ones. The fact that this awareness shows up when you're steady is proof you're ready to handle it without drama. Listen to this moment. You are not meant to be the safe place someone runs to while they're still anchored elsewhere. You are meant to be the place someone arrives fully. And arrival requires departure from what no longer belongs. Your heart needs this right now because you may still be telling yourself that patience equals love, but patience without truth turns into self-betrayal. The universe never asks you to betray yourself to keep a soulmate connection alive. If it's real, it will survive honesty. If it's not ready, honesty will reveal that too. Both outcomes serve you. Stay till the end, because this isn't about an ultimatum, it's about alignment. Alignment doesn't force, it reveals. When you stand calmly in your truth, without accusation, without fear, the universe amplifies that frequency. Either she will feel safe enough to acknowledge and release what she's still holding, or it will become clear that she isn't ready to meet you at the level you're standing in now. Listen to this carefully. You don't lose by choosing clarity. You only lose when you choose silence at the expense of your soul. Angel numbers may continue to appear as reassurance that you're supported in this awakening, not punished for it. This message is for you because you're learning the difference between unconditional love and unconditional tolerance. Love can be unconditional, access cannot. Access requires alignment. Stay present with this energy. Let it ground you instead of rushing you. Because whatever unfolds next will not require you to abandon your calm or your compassion. It will require you to honor yourself. And honoring yourself does not threaten a soulmate bond, it strengthens it or reveals its true capacity. Don't scroll away from this knowing. You are not here to compete with a past that should be complete. You are here to co-create a future that is fully available. And the universe is guiding you toward that future step by step, breath by breath, with clarity replacing confusion exactly when you're ready to receive it. Don't scroll, stay right here with me, because what's opening now is the layer where truth stops circling quietly and starts asking to be honored. And listen to this carefully because this message is for you and your heart needs this right now even if you've been trying to stay steady and compassionate through it all. There's a subtle but powerful shift that happens when a soulmate connection reaches a point where love alone isn't enough to carry what's unfinished, and that shift isn't meant to break the bond, it's meant to refine it. You've trusted her because the connection feels real. Because your soul recognizes her energy in a way that doesn't feel accidental, and that recognition is valid. At the same time, the awareness you carry about her ongoing connection to the past hasn't loosened its grip, not because you're suspicious, but because your intuition has moved from whispering to speaking clearly. Stay till the end, because clarity doesn't arrive to punish love, it arrives to protect it. When someone still has emotional ties to an ex, those ties don't always announce themselves as longing. They often show up as hesitation, as emotional compartmentalization, as moments where presence fades just enough for you to notice. That noticing isn't you being hypervigilant, it's you being awake. Listen to this moment closely. The universe does not shame people for unfinished chapters, but it does insist that those chapters be acknowledged before a new one can be written cleanly. And the reason this awareness keeps returning to you in calm moments rather than emotional ones is because you're ready to hold it without drama. Your heart needs this reminder right now. Readiness doesn't feel loud, it feels grounded. Angel numbers may have been appearing when you're choosing patience over reaction, numbers like 444 when you're anchoring yourself, 222 when you're trying to keep balance, 1111 when you're alone and quietly asking for truth. These are not signs of impending loss. They're confirmations of inner alignment. Don't scroll away from this truth. The universe is not asking you to confront from fear, it's inviting you to stand in self-respect. There's a difference. Standing in self-respect doesn't demand explanations or create ultimatums, it creates an energetic boundary that says, I am available for honesty, not confusion. Listen to this carefully. Love that is soul-aligned does not require you to be the emotional container for someone else's unresolved past. Compassion does not mean self-erasure. Understanding does not mean enduring ambiguity indefinitely. And the reason this matters now is because the connection between you has deepened enough that avoidance is no longer sustainable. Shallow bonds can survive half-truths. Deep bonds cannot. Stay with me here, because this is where empowerment settles in. You are not being asked to decide the outcome, you are being asked to honor your inner knowing. When you do that calmly, without accusation, the universe moves quickly to restore balance. Either she will feel safe enough to acknowledge what she's still carrying and choose to release it because she values what you share, or it will become clear that she isn't ready to meet you where you are yet. Both outcomes serve your growth. Don't scroll, because this isn't about bracing for disappointment, it's about trusting that clarity is kinder than confusion. Listen to this moment. You may have noticed that you're less reactive lately, less inclined to argue with yourself about what you feel. That's not detachment, that's integration. You're learning to hold love and truth in the same breath. And that's a spiritual upgrade. Your heart needs this right now because you've been walking a fine line between patience and self-silencing, and the universe is gently guiding you away from the latter. Silence that protects peace is healthy, silence that suppresses truth is not. Angel numbers may continue to appear as reassurance that you're supported as you step into this maturity, not punished for it. Don't scroll away from this knowing. The universe doesn't ask you to abandon your intuition to keep a soulmate connection intact. It asks both souls to rise to the level of honesty required to sustain it. And honesty doesn't have to be harsh to be effective, it has to be real. Listen to this carefully. When you stand in your truth calmly, the energy shifts without force. You stop carrying what isn't yours. You stop managing what needs to be owned by the other person. And that release creates space for something important to happen, either deeper intimacy through transparency or a peaceful understanding of what cannot yet align. Stay till the end, because this is the emotional revelation. You don't need certainty to be grounded, you need self-trust. And you have that now. That's why this moment feels less like anxiety and more like readiness. You're not afraid of what you'll hear, you're prepared to meet it without losing yourself. Don't scroll away from this truth. You were never meant to be the safe harbor someone returns to while they're still anchored elsewhere. You were meant to be met fully. And full meeting requires release of the past, not denial of it. The universe is arranging circumstances so that truth can surface naturally, without blame, without rush. Conversations may feel heavier, but they'll be cleaner. Silences may feel longer, but they'll be more honest. And you'll notice something else too, your body will feel calmer as clarity approaches, not more tense. That's how you know you're aligned. Listen to this moment. You are not behind. You are not asking for too much. You are asking for what's necessary for a soul-aligned connection to thrive: presence, availability, and emotional integrity. Your heart needs this reminder right now because loving consciously sometimes means allowing the truth to breathe even when it's uncomfortable. And uncomfortable truth is far kinder than comfortable confusion. Stay present. Stay grounded. Stay open without abandoning yourself. Because whatever unfolds next will meet you where you are now. Aware, steady, and strong enough to honor love without betraying your own soul. Don't scroll, stay right here with me. Because what's surfacing now is the quiet truth your soul has been circling for a while, and listen to this carefully because this message is for you and your heart needs this right now even if you've been holding yourself together with patience and understanding. You've been doing the mature thing, the calm thing, the loving thing. Trusting the bond, giving space, choosing grace, yet the awareness hasn't left you, it has refined you. That's how you know this isn't fear talking. Fear is loud and frantic, intuition is steady and precise. Stay till the end, because this moment isn't about deciding the future, it's about finally seeing the present clearly. You can love deeply and still notice what doesn't fully align. You can trust her and still acknowledge that something unfinished is touching the connection. These truths don't cancel each other out, they coexist until honesty brings them into alignment. Listen to this moment closely. When a person carries unresolved emotional energy from the past, it doesn't always show up as desire or longing, it often shows up as delay, as half-presence, as a subtle holding back when the heart is asked to step fully forward. You feel it not because you're suspicious, but because your nervous system recognizes incongruence. Your heart needs this reminder right now. Awareness is not accusation. Awareness is care. Don't scroll away from that. The universe has been guiding you to a higher standard of love, one that doesn't require you to go numb to keep things smooth. Angel numbers may have been appearing during moments when you're grounded, not spiraling, 333 when you're trying to understand without blaming, 444 when you're anchoring yourself in patience, 222 when you're choosing balance. These aren't warnings. They're confirmations that you're being supported as you learn to listen to yourself without panic. Listen to this carefully. The connection you share is real enough that it cannot thrive on avoidance. Shallow bonds survive silence, soul bonds evolve through truth. That's why this keeps returning to your awareness, not to disrupt the love, but to deepen it or clarify its limits. You weren't brought here to compete with the past. You were brought here to stand in the present with integrity. Stay with me here, because this is where the emotional shift happens. You are no longer asking, "Am I overthinking?" You're asking, "What do I need to honor to stay whole?" That's maturity. That's spiritual growth. And growth changes the energy immediately. When you stop minimizing your inner voice, the universe amplifies clarity around you. You may have noticed that your reactions are softer now, your tone calmer, your center steadier. That's not resignation, that's strength. Don't scroll, because timing matters. The universe doesn't bring this awareness forward until you're capable of handling the outcome without losing yourself. Earlier, it might have pulled you into fear. Now, it meets you in self-respect. Listen to this moment. You are allowed to desire a partner who is emotionally available in the present, not partially anchored in the past. That desire is not controlling, it's foundational. Love that is meant to last requires two people who have fully arrived. And arrival requires departure, from old patterns, old identities, old emotional entanglements. Your heart needs this reminder right now because you may still be telling yourself that patience equals love, but patience without truth becomes self-abandonment. The universe never asks you to abandon yourself to prove devotion. If the connection is aligned, honesty will strengthen it. If it isn't ready, honesty will reveal that without destroying your peace. Both outcomes are protection. Stay till the end, because this is the revelation most people miss. You don't need certainty to be steady, you need self-trust. And you have that now. That's why this feels less like anxiety and more like readiness. You're prepared to hear whatever needs to be said without collapsing into old fears. You're prepared to hold compassion without carrying what isn't yours. Listen to this carefully. When you stand calmly in your truth, without ultimatums, without blame, the energy reorganizes itself. Either she feels safe enough to acknowledge and release what she's still connected to because she values the future with you, or it becomes clear that she isn't ready to meet you at the depth you're offering. That clarity is not loss, it's alignment. Don't scroll away from this knowing. You were never meant to be the safe place someone rests while they're still tethered elsewhere. You were meant to be met fully, freely, and presently. And the universe is not cruel. It will not keep you in a state of ambiguity forever. If this connection is meant to move forward, the past will loosen its grip naturally through truth. If it's not, you will feel relief alongside clarity, not devastation. That's how you know you're grounded. Your heart needs this right now because you're learning a sacred balance, loving without erasing yourself, trusting without silencing intuition, being patient without postponing truth. Stay with this energy. Breathe into it. Let it steady you. Because whatever unfolds next will not require you to argue with yourself or chase reassurance. It will meet you where you are, aware, calm, and whole. Don't scroll, stay right here with me, because this is the moment where everything you've been holding with quiet strength finally settles into truth, and listen to this carefully because this message is for you and your heart needs this right now even if you've learned how to stay calm in uncertainty. You've walked a long road of emotional maturity, choosing understanding over reaction, patience over pressure, love over fear, and that choice shaped you in ways you didn't fully see at first. Now you're standing in a place where the noise has softened and clarity feels close enough to touch. This isn't the ache of doubt anymore, it's the steadiness of readiness. You trusted her because your soul recognized something real, something familiar and divinely charged, and that recognition was never wrong. At the same time, your intuition kept signaling that divided energy cannot carry forward indefinitely, not in a soulmate connection that's meant to grow into something lasting. Stay till the end, because the universe doesn't bring this level of awareness unless you're ready to receive what comes next without losing yourself. What's happening now isn't a test of love, it's the completion of a lesson. You learned how to love without controlling, how to trust without disappearing, how to hold compassion without abandoning your truth. Those lessons didn't weaken you, they fortified you. Listen to this moment closely. The past doesn't need to be fought to be released, it needs to be acknowledged and honored for what it taught, then gently set down. If her connection to her ex still exists, it's not your job to carry it, manage it, or compete with it. The universe never assigns you to clean up someone else's unfinished emotional business. Your role was to bring presence, honesty, and a mirror of what aligned love feels like. You did that. And mirrors do something powerful, they reveal. They don't force change, they make avoidance uncomfortable. That's why things feel different now. The tension you once felt has transformed into calm discernment. You're no longer bracing for disappointment or arguing with your inner voice. You're listening. Angel numbers may have appeared during this phase not to warn you, but to anchor you. 444 when you're grounding in self-respect, 222 when you're choosing balance over impulse, 1111 when you're alone and centered, feeling truth without panic. These signs aren't asking you to wait longer. They're affirming that you're aligned with yourself. Your heart needs this reminder right now. Alignment with yourself is the safest place to stand, no matter what anyone else chooses. Listen to this carefully. Whatever unfolds from here will not require you to betray your calm. If she comes forward with honesty, ready to release what no longer belongs and meet you fully in the present, you'll feel it immediately, not as excitement that spikes anxiety, but as peace that settles your body. That's how you'll know it's real and ready. And if she cannot do that yet, you will not feel shattered. You'll feel clarity paired with relief, because clarity removes the burden of guessing. That's the gift of this moment. Stay with me here, because this is the emotional revelation most people miss. You don't need control over the outcome to be safe, you need trust in yourself. And you have that now. You're no longer asking love to choose you so you can feel worthy. You're choosing alignment so love can meet you where you are. That shift changes everything. The universe doesn't keep people in limbo forever when growth has been completed. It brings resolution, through truth, through conversation, through action, or through peaceful release. All of those are forms of love when they're guided by honesty. Don't scroll away from this knowing. You were never meant to carry ambiguity as proof of devotion. You were meant to experience love that feels present, available, and emotionally clean. And if something cannot meet that standard, the universe will not shame you for noticing, it will support you in honoring it. Listen to this moment. You can hold compassion for her healing and still hold a boundary for your own heart. You can be gentle without being silent. You can love without lingering in uncertainty. Those are not contradictions, they are signs of spiritual maturity. Your heart needs this right now because you're stepping into a version of love that doesn't ask you to shrink, wait endlessly, or question your intuition. You're stepping into conscious love, love that breathes, speaks, and stands on truth. Stay present. Let your body relax into this clarity. Whatever comes next will meet you from where you are now, aware, grounded, and whole. And when you look back on this moment, you'll realize it wasn't the end of a story. It was the moment the story finally told the truth.